פותחים לכבוד אכסניה. שזכה שבעזרת השם השיעור, the shiur is going to be in his house. It's English shiur today, for English speaking people.
Especially for Ohio.
So we're not sure if Chai is going to understand. But the translate for him. Tonight is a special night. As we know that it's Pesach Sheni. Pesach Sheni is the anybody who missed the Korban Pesach, wasn't able to do the Korban Pesach on the 14th of Nisan because he was Tameh, so he's able to do it on the 14th of Iyar. There's a mitzvah, there's a Shiur to bring a Korban Pesach, which is a sheep, it's a sacrifice, brought in the Beit HaMikdash on the 14th day of Nisan. If someone was impure or he was away, he couldn't do it, so he has another chance to redo it today, the 14th day of Iyar, which is a Yom Tov to a certain extent. Tonight is not only Pesach Sheni, it's also the Hilulah of Rabbi D Baal HaNes. Rabbi Baal HaNes was one of the greatest rabbis about 2,000 years ago. Now, 2,000 years ago, anyone who was a rabbi was a great rabbi. And he was the great of the great.
What
do I say?
There's many stories about Rabbi Baal HaNes. Rabbi Baal HaNes is called Baal HaNes because of a specific story that he conducted. And we know that until today, many people go to his grave, go to his Shiurim, Tveria, right next to the Chamet Tveria, Aliyah the Kinneret, and they go and they pray all year round. You can go anytime during the year, and it's filled. There's minyanim, one after the other. You go, we try to get a mincha, 10 people. Over there, every few minutes you have mincha. That's how many people are coming during the year, not today. Tomorrow there's going to be thousands of people.
We have like a space in the Tzion over there?
Yeah. In the place of the Tziyun, they go and they pray.
They have few at a time.
One after the other, minyanim, there's people constantly there. Because Rabbi Baal HaNes is known for the miracles. There's only a few graves in the whole Israel that people are constantly, hundreds of people every day. That's Kever Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, which is Lag BaOmer is coming next week. Kever Rabbi Baal HaNes, and another few. Rabbi Baal HaNes is one of the biggest ones. And until today, we know that if someone has a certain trouble, a certain thing that he needs a Yeshua, salvation, what does he do? He puts tzedakah. He says he would light some candles. B'zchut Rabbi Baal HaNes. He lights some oil. He says, Elakad Meir Aneni. The God of Rabbi Meir, answer me. And his big sigulot of being answered. So this is a special Tana, special Chacham, that tonight is his yahrzeit. Tonight is the day that he passed away, which is Pesach Sheni. And of course, the day of the Tzaddik, we pray in his zechut that Hashem should answer us. That's why we light candles for his zechut, that he should be also help us in Shamayim. The most famous story of Rabbi Baal HaNes, why he's called Baal HaNes, is because he had a famous father-in-law. His father-in-law, his name was Rabbi Chanina ben Teradion. Rabbi Chanina ben Teradion was one of the 10 Chachamim that passed away al Kiddush Hashem by the Romans. The Romans took 10 Chachamim at that time, 2,000 years ago, and they killed them. And they all died al Kiddush Hashem, special for Hashem, and they did it with simcha, beratzon, be'ahava. Rabbi Baal HaNes' father-in-law, Chamiv, is one of the 10 people that gave their lives up al Kiddush Hashem. His name was Rabbi Chanina ben Teradion. He had a daughter. Rabbi Chanina ben Teradion had a daughter who was Rabbi Meir's wife. Her name was Bruria. Famous wife of Rabbi Meir, Bruria. And she was a very smart lady. Not like a regular lady. She was extra smart. Pikeach. Extra. She used to teach Rabbi Meir sometimes. Rabbi Meir one time had a situation where people were bothering him. People were giving him trouble. So he said, there's a pasuk in Tehillim. It says, Hitamu chata'im min haaretz. The bad people, we got to get rid of. So these people were disturbing Rabbi Meir, they were bothering him. He says, you know what, let me pray that they should die. Hitamu chata'im min haaretz. Hitamu chata'im min haaretz means, let them get rid of the people that sin. So let me pray that they should pass away. His wife came to him and says, my dear husband, it doesn't say, Hitamu chot'im. It doesn't say in the pasuk that the people who sin, get rid of. Yitamu chata'im. It says get rid of the sins. Not the sinners. The sins. Pray for them to do tshuva. There'll be no more sins. That was her chokhmah. That was her wisdom. And he said, that's what I'm going to do. He didn't pray for them to die. He changed his mind. Yitamu chata'im, the sins. He prayed that they should do tshuva. And they lived. Chazur b'tshuva. That was because of his wife. What happened? What's the famous story? Why do we say Lakad Meir Aneni? Where does this come from? Lakad Meir Aneni. Lakad Meir Aneni comes from the sister of Rabbi Meir's wife. The sister of Rabbi Meir's wife was taken to a Kuba Shel Zonot. What's Kuba Shel Zonot? It's a places where the ladies who make themselves free for men to come live with them. That's a zona. And her father was killed by the Romans, Rabbi Chanina ben Tenadion. Her mother was also killed by the Romans. Not only her father, but her mother also was killed by the Romans. Bruria, Rabbi Meir's wife, both her parents were killed by the Romans, murdered by the Romans. That means Rabbi Meir's Baal HaNes's father-in-law and his mother-in-law were both murdered by the Romans. And they had a daughter, that besides for Rabbi Meir's wife, a different daughter, that was taken into captivity to be a zona, prostitute. And Rabbi Meir and Bruria tells Rabbi Meir, I can't handle that. My sister is living like this. People are going to come. Who knows what they're going to do to her? I can't handle it. It's such a disgrace for the family that my sister, who comes from a very chashuv family, is going to be sitting over here with with all the lowlifes. So Rabbi Meir says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go try to free her. And I go start up with the Romans. She's like in jail with the Zonot. Rabbi Meir says, you know what? I'm going to try to free her somehow. What did he do? He took a large sum of money. And he went to the place. And of course, it's free. Any man that wants to walk in can walk in. That's what it's for. You have a bunch of women over there, and any man that wants to walk in can walk in. There's a guard over there that doesn't let the women come out. So Rabbi Meir went inside. Imagine Rabbi Meir, Gadol Ador, walking into such a place. But he had a mission. His mission is he wants to save this girl. He walks in and he says, let me see, if she sinned, I want to test her. If she sinned, then I can't do a miracle for her. But if she never sinned, then I'll be able to do a miracle. So he went inside and he asks his sister-in-law, who didn't recognize him, he said, let's do Avirah together. Let's, So she said, no, I'm menstruating. I'm a nida. I can't. Even the goyim know. At that time, they don't. There's nothing to do. So she said, it's not the right time for me. I can't. So he said, no problem. I have time. I'll wait. So she said, no, there's more women that are more pretty than me, more beautiful than me. You don't need me. Says Rabbi Meir, I see that she's pushing me away. Must be that she didn't do a sin. Must be, even though she lived over here for such a long time, she never did any sin. Now I can do a miracle for her. So what did he do? He went to the guard and he said, let me take her. He said, I can't. I'm a guard over here. If they find out that you take her from this place, they're going to strangle me. He said, no problem. Here's some money. Take this money, a large sum of money. Half of it take for yourself. Do what you want with it. The other half, every time they're going to open a case on you, that you let out someone from the jail, so to say, this place, you give them some money, you bribe them. So he said, it's only a certain amount of money. What happens, how many times can I bribe them? I can bribe them, and the second time, third time, how much time can I bribe them? He said, you know what? When the money finishes, all you have to do is when they take you to kill you, say Elahad Me'ir Aneni. Say the God of Rabbi Meir, answer me, and you'll be saved. He said, sounds good, but I don't know you. Prove to me that you're not just playing games with me. You know, maybe you're going to give me this, like some Baba. He says, do this, do that. You know. He said, I'll prove it to you. He took a piece of dirt, and there were dogs over there. This is the watchdogs. There's dogs over there. Anybody that makes the wrong move, they come and they eat him up. He threw a piece of rag of dirt to the dog, and the dog started running after them. And the dog made a U-turn and went back. So the person saw that it works. And make a long story short, they ended up catching this guard, and they took him to hang him up in the gallows, to hang him up to kill him. And all of a sudden he said, boom, they let him go. And he explained to them what happened. And they told him, what kind of powers do you have over here? He said, it's not me. It's the powers of Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes. I said, who's this Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes? We got to take him. He's causing problems over here. He's causing people to go free from the jail. We got to take him and put him in jail. So what they do, they put him on the wanted list. They took a picture of Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes and they hung his picture in the gate of the city. So everybody say this, if you see this man, he's wanted. Mevukash. And finally they found him. They found Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes, and Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes started running away, and he had to run away. Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes had to leave Eretz Yisrael. He went to Chutz La'aretz. He left Eretz Yisrael, he went to Asia. And he stayed there to the end of his life. Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes didn't pass away in Tiberia. No.
China?
Asia. He didn't pass away in Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes passed away in Asia. Passed away in Asia. After he passed away, it doesn't say, it says Asia, the Yerushalmi. And when he passed away over there, they brought him to Eretz Yisrael, to Tiberia, and he's buried there till today. So this is the great Rabbi Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes, who until today, he has his powers. We give some tzedakah, we light some candles for him, say Elakad Meir Aneni whenever we have a problem. Elakad Meir Aneni, help me, the God of Meir. And until today on Rosh Hashanah, on the Slichot, on the Yom Kippur, Anenu, Elakad Meir. Right? We say Elakad Meir Aneni. So this is Rabbi Meir Baal Hanes, who his powers continue until this very day. So we have the zechut to light candles and to say the Torah and the Lu Nishmato, which when we do something for the tzaddik gives back. It's like when someone does good for us, we owe him something. We give them back. Hakarat HaTov. Same thing. We do something for the tzaddik. We don't have to go all the way to Eretz Yisrael necessarily. We can sit in a house. We can sit in a place. Speak about the tzaddik, learn in his merit, and Be'ezrat Hashem is going to take care of us. But there was a bakasha, a request, to speak a little bit about Shalom Bayet. That's what the Baal Bayet requested. A little bit. And the truth is that it is a good time to speak about Shalom Bayet, because this is the time that the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva passed away. Shelo nahagu kavod ze lazeh. The whole inyan of the Omer, and the whole reason that we don't shave, we don't take a haircut until Lag BaOmer. What's the reason? Because the Talmidim of Rabbi Akiva, who didn't treat the fellow with kavod, passed away. So how do we rectify what they did? We have to be nohag kavod to our friend. And who's the biggest friend the person's supposed to have? The best friend of the person is supposed to be a spouse. Now Michael's going to ask me, but I'm not married. Why did I come to the Shiur today? The answer is that when you start off in life, the youngster, right out of high school, what do? You start preparing for life. You start going to school. You make your plan. I want to be a doctor. So I said, okay, I have to go to college 4 years, medical school a couple of years, residency, the whole thing, until I can go on my own, until I know 100% what to do. Same thing for any skill. Any skill we do, before we go into the skill, before we actually open the business, we learn about the business. You don't open the business and learn. After you open it up, you have to have some background before you start. So same thing is with Shalom Bayet and Chinuch HaYiladim. Before we decide to get married, we have to know what's going on. What am I getting myself into? I'm going and putting myself in the house, going and giving my life over to someone who I have no idea what's in their mind. What a man likes, a lady doesn't like. Right? A lady likes to she likes to sweep. She likes to cook. She likes to she likes to fix her house, make sure the house is nice. The husband, he couldn't care less. Doesn't care about the dishes. You go to a person who's not married, the whole kitchen is filled with dishes. The house, you feel that it's missing. Where's the wife? There's no wife over here. When there's a wife in the house, everything is set up nicely, beautifully. Everything's set up the way it's supposed to be. A man doesn't have this. That's not the way he puts his pants where they're supposed to be, on the chair, right? Not in the closet or on the hanger. The wife comes and she picks it up from the hanger and says it's not where it's supposed to be. Puts it in the hanger. She can't. They're different worlds. Man and a lady, different worlds. Now I come with a person who thinks the opposite of the way I think, and I want to live with them. How is that possible? How is it possible to put yourself in a situation with someone who's totally opposite than you, and I don't know anything about them, and I'm ready to go? So in the beginning, it's easy. Because in the beginning it's romantic, there's beauty, there's a honeymoon, there's excitement, it's new. But what happens as time goes on? As time goes on, it wears down and down and down. So what is this person supposed to do in order to make sure that a relationship like this could stay strong and steady? From day one to the last day. So number one, the person has to learn the trade. We have to learn the trade. Before we get into the business, we got to learn about the business. So I say, anybody who is not married, this shiur is the best for them. Because once a person is married and there's some issues, it's much harder to change and fix. But before any issues happen, if I know exactly what I'm getting myself into, right, Eliezer? I know what I'm getting myself into. There's no problems from day 1 to day 120. It's a honeymoon. So what's the secret? There's obviously a secret. Over 50% rate, I don't know, maybe it's more now. We'll check it up. How many percentages of divorces are there? People get married, boom.
It's over 50%.
Over 50%.
50%.
It's more.
Of divorce rate.
50% get divorced.
And even the people who don't get divorced, how many people are really happy? 100% happy. Many people are just what they call treading, solding, you know? They're just...
25%.
So that's another. So how many people are really 100% happy? And is that how a person wants to live? Or does a person want to live his life happy? A person wants to come home to feel happy. A person wants to know that he has someone that he can share everything, and it's not going to be the opposite in his, one says one, the other one says the opposite. Ahava ve'achva. He wants it to be blessing in the house. Ve'en ha'bracha mitzuya bebeto shel adam ela b'shvil ishto.
Yeah.
The blessing in the house is because of the person's wife. When the wife goes away, all of a sudden the person feels... And not only that, you walk into a house when there's no wife, you feel that there's something missing. The wife went away, or chas v'shalom, the wife passes on, chas v'shalom, or they get divorced. You see that the house is different, it's empty, it's missing something. It's missing the shekhinah, it's missing the bracha. In Pirkei Avot, it says, because by the way, in order to learn the secret of Shalom Bayit, we have to always go back to the text where Chachamim told us. Because there's so much wisdom, b'divrei Chachamenu, unbelievable amount of wisdom in the Bamidrashim, Bagmara, and all the books of the Chachamim, unbelievable amount of wisdom to teach us the way to live with another person, with the spouse. Teaches us. You read it a little bit, you learn about it a little bit, and it opens up your eyes. And the truth is that Shalom Bayit is one of the most simplest things to learn. One of the most simplest things to learn. It's a few steps, a few concepts. 100%. Because those 50% people that get divorced, if they knew how to have to set up their house, they would not get divorced. And they would live happily. Most of the people that get divorced is only because there's a misunderstanding between the two sides. They don't communicate the right way. This one doesn't know what the other one needs, and that one doesn't know what he needs, and therefore
no compromise.
they don't realize what they have to give. So that's number one. We have to realize what the other one needs and what we could do to make them happy, and they have to understand what we need in order to make us happy. And if each one gives the other one and makes the other one happy, so then there's shalom and ahava, because each one is making the other one and giving them what they need. So the other one is happy, and when the other one gives you what you need, so you're happy. If you live with happiness, there's simcha and there's shalom. So let's go back what it says in Pirkei Avot. Pirkei Avot, it says that Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai had a few talmidim, and he asked his talmidim, "I want you to do a research, make some research, make a study, and see what is the best trait that a person should go and live his life with. What's the best trait a person should live his life with?" So one of them said, you should have a good friends. You have good friends, you're happy. That's very important, to have good friends. It's true, it's very important to have good friends. The other one said, you should have good neighbors. The other one said, you should have a good eye. The other one said, you should ro'et hanolad, look and see the future, foresight. Foresight is one of the most important things that a person lives with. Because if we look at the future, what's going to be through our actions, then also saves a lot of headaches. Which comes with, especially with chinuch hayladim. This is one of the biggest things when it comes to chinuch hayladim, which is another shiur about raising children. It's also an art. It's also a chokhmah, how to raise children in the right way. That the way that you want them to go, they stay. There's an art in how to do that. Most children now go away. They don't like. Now you have all these children that are leaving the house and they go with their friends and they go off the path. Why is that? That's because the parents didn't learn the trade of chinuch. So when a regular person, most human beings tend to go to the negative. Right? Negative. Everything is red. Why did you do this? He gets angry at that one. He's jealous. If someone does something to put him down, he gets upset. Everything is problems. Negative. Positive is the opposite, like we said originally. He does something that officially is supposed to make me upset. Forget about it. Don't think about it. Next subject. He has a nice big house. I'm jealous of him. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yiten lo bayit od yoter gadol. And he should be blessed. Him and his whole family. Ze lev tov. When it comes to marriage, the key in marriage is lev tov. And this is perfect for this time. Because Lag BaOmer, which is coming this Motzei Shabbat, is the 33rd day, Lag. How many days are there to the Omer altogether, from beginning to end? 49. 49 days to the Omer. From 1 to 32, it's 32. From 33 to 49 is how many? 17. So if you split it up, it turns out the first 32 days is live, and the last 17 days is tov. Lev tov. Because tov is the numerical value of 17. So the first is lev and then tov.
Maybe this is the reason the Ashkenaz do shidduchim in this time.
After Lag BaOmer.
No, between Pesach to Lag BaOmer is the most shidduchim for the Ashkenaz. This is the real time for shidduchim. Yeah.
It says in the Chazal tell us, Rachamana liba ba'eh. Rachamana, which is the merciful one, which is Hashem, liba ba'eh. He wants the heart. Liba, lamed bet aleph, equals
Lamed bet
33. Lag. So when it comes to the Omer, Lag BaOmer, it has to do with the heart. And the gematria of Rachamana liba ba'eh starts with the letters Resh, Rachamana, Liba, Lamed, Bet ba'eh. Rachamana liba ba'eh equals 232. Resh, Lamed, Bet, 232. Habracha, gematria of Habracha, is 232. Because a person wants blessing in his life, he needs a lev tov. Because when a person is happy always about everything that happens, and he only wants to make the other person happy, so it comes back to him all the blessings. So we think if we're going to get upset at the other person, we're going to put him down because he did something against me, I'm going to be happy. No, we're mistaken. If I put the other person down, it's only going to have the negative effect on me. The more positive we are, the more blessing we have, and the more happy we're going to be. It's the opposite. We live so opposite than the truth. We're always busy getting upset and putting the other person down and worrying about our own ego. And we think with that we're going to be happy. A person keeps on running after his kavod and running after all his pleasures, I mean the bad character traits. The person thinks he's going to become happy like that. The person just keeps on going down and down and down. And he's trying to, where's my happiness? He's running after happiness for years, but he's missing the boat. Because he thinks happiness means to take for myself, make me happy. The answer is happiness is when you give, when you open your heart. You have a lev tov and you give to the other one, that's when you're going to be happy. So if you want to know the secret of happiness in the house, open your heart. Open your heart to the other one. Lev tov. Now you're going to tell me, what do you mean? I'm trying for years already to open my heart and try to do and do and do and do and do. And I don't get any, it's closed on the other side. So a person, before he gives, he has to have a heart. Who knows the person better than his wife? Anybody? In the world? If the whole world calls you a tzaddik, and your wife calls you a rasha, what are you? Rasha. If the whole world calls you a rasha, and your wife says you're a tzaddik, you're a tzaddik. Because no one knows you better than your wife. No one knows you what goes on behind closed doors, who you really are. Who you really are, the only person who really knows you is your wife. She might not even know you more than you know yourself. So the person has to know, number one, what does my wife need from me? What is she looking from me in order for me to give her what she needs? Again, the sod of Shalom Bayit, the secret is to make the other one happy. That's the secret. Only question is, how do I make the other one happy? If I buy her clothing, is that going to make her happy? If I take her on vacation, is that going to make her happy? I give her open credit card, is that going to make her happy?
Only expense.
For the minute.
No expense, something without
For the day.
a lot of expense.
What do you mean? I give everything to my wife. Everything she needs, I give her. How come she's not happy? How many times do we hear that? Every other problem is the husband says, I give her so much and she's still not happy.
The Bayet Bayisha, כבוד הרב.
So, what's it?
Oh, that's the truth. That's the truth.
So what's the answer?
Answer don't give nothing.
The answer is
I'm laughing.
that the lady needs, the wife needs
Attention.
one thing,
Love. Love.
one thing only, which spreads out into many facets. But she needs one thing. The one thing that the lady needs is that you care for her and you love her. And you show that you're willing to listen to her.
יש פה גם נשים, אפשר להגיד להם גם כן מה צריך לעשות.
The whole goal of a lady, the whole point, her whole nature, and her whole sipuk in life is that her husband loves her. She wants her husband to love her. That's all she wants. She can live with him with zero money. Efes. Zero. רוצה אישה בקו ותפלות, מתשעה קבין ופרישות. All she needs is some intimacy. All she needs is to show you that you care for her. You show her that you care for her, boy, is she going to give you back everything you want. Pay attention. You come home after a long day of work. You know, the Gemara says, Masechet Kiddushin, that 9 kabin of sicha, 9, measurements of talk came down to the world, and 9 of them were given to women. And 1 of them to the rest of the world. She wants to talk. That's fine. But she wants someone to listen to her. She needs someone to listen to her. You come home from a long day of work, all you want to do is sit back on the couch, relax, maybe have something good to eat. And all she wants to do, after she piled up in her mind 1,000 things she wants to tell you, and she's waiting for what? For you to come home. She's already thinking for 2 hours, I can't wait until he comes home so I can share with him my day, so I can tell him what happened. He comes home, he says, please, different time. I had a hard day, maybe save it for tomorrow. You know what you just did? You just choked her. What happened? All I want to do is speak to him. Where's his attention? Boom, minus. He doesn't care for me. He doesn't love me. Most men think that if I tell her, make myself an adon, make myself a master, do this for me, clean up for me, go shopping, cook, do this, do that. What do you mean? She's my wife. Isn't that why I married her? You're going to lose big time. Big time. But if you don't ask for anything, you just show her how much you care for her, but really live in the heart, not just in the outside. Yeah, I'm happy you had a good day, I'm happy, and then she feels that you don't really care for her, you lost it. But all you need to do is give her what she needs, and then you become a king. Then you can become a king. Sarah called her master, called Avraham Avinu, Adoni. V'Adoni Zaken. Sarah Imenu called her husband, not Baal, my Adon, my master. Because the lady wants the man to be the master. The man is supposed to rule, and the man is supposed to be the master. And the lady is supposed to have a chukah to serve the master. But she doesn't want to feel like a shifcha. She doesn't want to feel like she's a maidservant. She wants to feel like she's a malka, that she's a queen. When she's a queen, then you're a king. But all you have to do is give her what she needs. I didn't plan for women to be here, so I didn't prepare what to say for the women. That's the next Shiur. But
next week is Shiur for the women.
Next week is going to be Shiur for the women.
I'll make sure to send my wife hopefully.
But now,
The balance.
Get the balance.
and the husband wants to feel that he knows. A husband has a certain amount of ga'ava in him. It's a fact. Can't put him down. That he doesn't know. He knows everything. So even if he doesn't know everything, you tell him he knows everything and he's the smartest and he's the most mutzlach. He doesn't have parnasa. He doesn't have a business. Doesn't have a job. The man feels like a loser. You come and you tell him, you can't hold a job for your life. So you put his ego down to the ground. He's going to feel good about that? No. But if you tell him, no one has a zechut to have you. You're so good. You're so unbelievable. Really, people don't realize how good you are. But B'ezrat Hashem is going to be good one day. And she picks up his self-esteem. Elevates him. The man needs to be elevated by his wife. That's what the man needs. He also wants to be loved, obviously, but he doesn't. The wife is the only thing that's on her mind is what? What's the only thing on her mind? I want my husband to be happy. I want his love. How am I going to get his love? If I make him happy. So what does she do? She fixes the shelf. Or she cooks a good meal. What does she want to hear from you?
Thank you. Delicious.
She wants to hear from you, look, the picture that you just put on the wall, you put it in the most perfect spot. Unbelievable. You know why? Because you know why she put it in that spot? Because she knows that that's the spot you're going to like it. She's waiting for that compliment. And if you don't give her that compliment, you just strangled. You didn't realize what I just did, that I cleaned up? You didn't realize I put the chair over there? You didn't realize that the chandelier is clean? I didn't realize. It looks exactly the same. But you're supposed to realize. Because she wants you to realize. Because the reason she did it is for you. We have to realize how much, when she's cooking, what is she thinking? Now how much I'm going to like it. And how much the kids are going to like it. But is that what my husband likes? So that I can gain his love. I can gain his attention. And when a person always goes with that way, that attitude, so then it seems like he's giving and he's putting himself down. But at the end of the day, he's really giving himself the most simcha, the biggest simcha. All the problems in Shalom Bayet is because the man did not realize what the lady needed, and the lady did not realize what the man needed. So the man is saying, well, how come you're doing this and how come you're doing that? The answer is because you're not giving me what I need. You're not giving me what I need, so I do my own thing. But if he gave her what she needs, and she gave him what he needs, so the only thing is that we have to learn what the other one needs. What does the second one need? When we know what the second one needs, so then they're happy. We make them happy. We make them happy, so then be'etzem, we're making ourselves happy. Because then they're going to be happy and they're going to want to serve us. And that's a sod. That is the secret in Shalom Bayet. If anybody's having an issue in Shalom Bayet, he doesn't have to go to the rabbi really. He should go to the rabbi to fix it up. But in essence, if a person knows this rule, The sod, that fixes up 90% of the problems. Fixes 90% of the problem. Give your wife what she needs. Give her the attention that she needs. Give her the love that she needs. When she got ready for a wedding, and she matched her shoes to her dress, beautiful. You matched, you have the perfect taste. You really didn't realize, maybe. Because that's not the way our minds work. But that's why she put on that exact dress and this, not just for her friends. That's her sipuk.
Rabbi, what if you don't like
You cooked. You're the best cook in the world. You're the most unbelievable cook. There's no one that matches you.
A good point.
No one matches you when it comes to cooking.
To send this.
No one matches you when it comes to cleaning up the house and setting up the house. You're the best decorator. Unbelievable. And you know how to match your clothing perfectly. Compliment. All the time how much you care for her and how much you love her and how much she's the best. That's all. You did that, you're going to have shalom in the house. If you don't do that, and the house is going to be a war zone. Because the Isha feels chaser, she feels she's missing. My husband doesn't care for me. He doesn't care for me, I don't care for him either. But what does she need? We have to know what she needs. You know what she needs, which is a small amount. She doesn't want so much. She wants that little amount. That's all she needs. And you make her happy. Lev tov. Not for me. Doesn't make a difference what I need. Give for her. What do you need? What's going to make you happy? Vetulo. That's it. There's no other problems. That's why most people, Baruch Hashem, etzel hadatiyim, etzel hacharidim b'miyuchad, the rate is much lower. Much lower. Almost doesn't exist. It exists only because it's not that there are situations, obviously, that
different.
You have to do a big move. But 90% of the problems are solved with this yesod. Are solved with this. And then it takes care of the problems of parnasah. Most problems of parnasah is because there's no shalom in the house. Because the bracha and the parnasah comes because of the wife. So a person fixes up all these issues, he makes himself happy. He has parnasah, he has bracha, he has shechina, he has everything. He comes home, he feels good to come home. He's not on sticks, he's not on needles. Everything she says, but they have to be on the same page. He has to show her that he really cares for her. He has to show that he really cares for her from his heart. And he's not lying to her. Because if they're walking together, and all of a sudden he sees someone else that maybe looks a little pretty, and he turns his eyes over there, doesn't make a difference how many hundreds of times you told her she's pretty. He doesn't really think I'm pretty. Right? And she knows. She knows when the man is doing shtuyot. She has Ruach HaKodesh. She knows, she feels it. They have a special intuition.
Special Ruach.
Special Ruach HaKodesh.
נשמה יתרה.
They know and they feel it. So it has to come from the heart. When it comes from the heart, then Be'ezat Hashem, this shalom, ahava, rahma, shalom be'emet. And this is the time. Before Shavuot, Derech Eretz, Kadma Torah. We're coming to accept the Torah, Kabbalah Torah in a few weeks. But before that, it's Derech Eretz. It's the shalom in the house. It's the ahava, the ahavtanu le'acha kamocha. Your best friend is supposed to be your wife. You love your friend, you have good friendship with the chaverim, the chevre, everybody's friendship, achdut. That's not enough, it's the house. The main thing is the house. The main thing is the house, and the children will be happy, and the house will be happy, and you'll be happy, and there'll be parnasah, there'll be bracha, there'll be shechina. בעזרת הקדוש ברוך הוא, ישרה שכינתו בינינו וביניכם.